Ronald D. Eaton, who was killed in action in Korea. And please assist them to place the wreath at the monument. The Medal of Liberty is offered and signed by Governor Charles D. Baker and the Adjutant General of Massachusetts, Major General L. Scott Rice. And the accompanying certificate reads, "To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that the Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, authorized by Chapter 132 of the Acts of 2009, has presented the Medal of Liberty for PFC John F. Fullerton and the family of Ronald Dow Eaton. It comes with a certificate and a beautiful medal that I'm honored to present to these two families. It is just a certificate of recognition presented to Arthur MacDonald for the extreme sacrifice of the loss of his son, Lance Corporal Gregory E. MacDonald, during service to the United States of America in Iraq on June 25th, 2003. And it's presented here this 30th day of May, offered by myself as the Director of Veteran Services, and also signed by our Chairwoman, Judith O'Connell of the Board of Selectmen. In Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, on November 19, 1863, then President Abraham Lincoln delivered his now famous speech at the dedication of the National Cemetery at Gettysburg, a cemetery that had the graves of the soldiers from the North and the South who have given their lives for what they believed in. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedication to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are encouraged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any other nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met at a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it, far above our poor power to add our distract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us living rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave their last full measure of devotion, that we are highly resolved that the dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and the government of people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth. Now, I'd like to ask the commanders of veterans units and honor guards to proceed to the area in front of the grave markers and return to the salute from the standees at the markers as I read the town of Wilmington's missing in action and killed in action roll call. And all the duties as the veteran service officer for any town or city, I believe this is the most important, and I'm honored to once again read the roll call of Wilmington's killed in action or missing in action. Harold R. Rogers, World War I. William E. Butterworth, World War II. Charles L. Smith, World War II. John Edwinson, Jr., World War II. James W. Sudbury, World War II. Antonio Gagnon, Korea. Arthur M. Starr, Korea. William A. Buck, Korea. Ronald D. Eaton, Korea. John J. Fullerton, Vietnam. Robert W. Parent, Vietnam. Richard W. Welch, Vietnam. John A. Rich, Vietnam. John F. Landry, Jr., Iraq. Joseph L. Ring, World War II. Max Jacobs, World War II. Wesley W. Colburn, World War II. Herbert A. Nietzsche, World War II. Walter R. Joy, World War II. Elmer M. Drew, World War II. Benedict Lipp, World War II. John A. Martins, World War II. Albert L. Ayotte, World War II. Joseph C. Cochran, World War II. Francis E. Babine, World War II. William F. Cadlick, World War II. Leslie W. Wicks, World War II. Stephen J. Pilcher, World War II. Walter F. Goss, World War II. Chester L. Garrity, World War II. Henry T. Fitzgerald, World War II. John L. Berrigan, World War II. Herbert F. Johnston, Jr., World War II. You may please now have a moment of silence. Police Department's honor guard who assisted us in decorating all the squares around town this Saturday, and all the volunteers that were here this Saturday morning decorating all the graves throughout the whole cemetery. And a special thank you to Mr. Arthur McDonald for being here today and the selfless sacrifice that him and his family and his son has given to this country. And he also just wanted me to remind everybody about the Wall of Remembrance that is at the 4th of July building right now. It's a portrait collection of all the young men and women that have passed since 9/11 from Massachusetts. It's an amazing display, an amazing wall. And Mr. McDonald just wanted me to invite everybody over there. Make sure Gita is there. She's sketching portraits as we speak. And it is a beautiful memorial. Thank you all for being here today. Your presence here today, as I say every year, shows that you have not forgotten. And Wilmington will never forget. I was told by a couple of veterans that it doesn't rain on the battlefield. It doesn't stop the battle. And again, by you all being here today, I knew that we didn't have to cancel this ceremony here today. And I'm so glad that we didn't. Thank you all again for being here today. And enjoy the rest of today.